What is up, you guys? It is Jake State Farm here with Atomic Theory, back with another Atomic Chess video, guys. And in today's video, we are going to be going up against Fettuccine in some Atomic 960. This is round 1 of 8 in Purification's Atomic 960 tournament. And here we go. We're jumping right into it. Starting the clock on my phone. We've got 30 seconds to make our first move here. Okay, instantly I'm looking at G5. Queen here, and then knight here actually guards the square, so I'm going to go for this because I'm also threatening bishop out this way. So guys, one thing to note in the opening is that you want to move your pawns 2 squares if at all possible. As white, not always the case. Maybe there's some times where you would want to play a 1 square pawn move, but in general 2 squares is the idea. I also like to take this chance sometimes to look back at the starting position since I know I'll have it next game. Think about what I want to do. Immediately these knight moves kind of jump out at me. Okay, and he goes for the queen move. I think I've got to go knight here. It's the only move to stop this as well. And yeah, guys, if you're not... okay, well, I actually did play this guy last year, I guess. So this guy competed last year. He did pretty well. I might already be in some trouble here. But he did pretty well last year, and I've seen recently he's been practicing against the bot quite a bit, so I am a little nervous that he may have upped his game since last year, even though he was pretty solid. And yeah, he seems to be one of the more serious players in the field, so definitely not somebody that I want to take lightly by any means. But okay. If I take here, I think I'm just lost after bishop c3. Then I pretty much have to go pawn to f6. And then after takes, after putting this pawn, I go here. So I think I have to go d5. I think it's my only move. After which takes, and I have queen e6. Oof, although this is getting really scary here. Alright, I want to throw this in. I want to give myself the chance to castle at some point if needed. And already I may take this opportunity. If takes, knight f5, I will have castles, and I might be barely surviving, but even then, knight h6. It's really sketchy. Really sketchy. Okay. I don't think I'm getting mated immediately, but I need to get myself out of this. So I could just castle now, and then after knight here, I'd have like knight f4. And maybe just castling now is the move. Seems good. Just to free up this knight to get out now. I don't really want to waste time taking here. Okay. I'll definitely capture there. Now, knight f5, knight h5 are both good ideas for him. He has kind of destroyed me in the opening here. I think g5 had to have been a mistake. Here, I think I can just take... I want to get this knight off the board anyway. My bishop's not doing too much on a4. I guess he didn't have too many great squares to go to, but... Also, guys, I finished 2nd place in this last year. Second to never of 0, so you could technically say that I won. However, I don't think it's going to be the same this year. There's a lot of very strong players this year that didn't play last year. I don't want to go e5 because there's knight e7, and I don't want to go d4 because then after g4, he's opening up his bishop here. So I just want to go f6 to block this. But yeah, this year there's a ton of really serious strong players. For instance, Natso's in it, Opabinia's in it. Just a lot of very strong players. So I would be surprised if I was able to do that well again, but we're certainly going to try and see how we do. Okay, knight c6 is the move I'm tempted to make here, which I think I'm going to go with. I'm not too worried about bishop takes. Opens up my... Uh-oh, reconnecting. What's this all about? Okay. The problem is he's got rook g3, rook h3 ideas, and after h6 he can take, although then I'd have queen g4. I could have gone knight a6. Yeah, this one I'm not too upset about, because I think surely somehow I'm able to punish this. I'm not sure how, though. And one idea is just to go c6 and queen c7. Come here, but I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. It's also b6 and queen b7. then there's just d4, and then maybe I have queen c6, but then, yeah, these ideas are tricky. Okay, I think I'm actually going to go h5 here. The idea is, obviously, it stops rook g3 with h takes. He's probably going to take here, and then I can play g4, and then this gets really sketchy after something like pawn h3, king h7. But anytime he takes, it does open up my queen, and if he doesn't take, I've got rook g8. Putting my king on h7 keeps it these one diagonal square away from his knight, which could be good here. So as soon as he moves his knight, now that this pawn has been taken, queen e6 becomes an idea, queen d7 becomes an idea. So unfortunately, there's not too much play for these rooks right now, and getting this queen out is also really clunky. So, you know, one idea for him may just be to take and then play it really slow. Like this knight right here is really dominating my position right now. It's really not too great. And this is the thing in Atomic 960. Even though I'm a little bit okay, and he does move his knight away, which is good. Even though I'm a bit stronger than him in standard Atomic, doesn't mean too much in 960, where it's certainly anyone's game. A big part of Atomic is just opening theory. So in 960, the opening theory is completely taken away, and you just rely on principles and calculation more than anything else. So now I'm excited about, he's going to go there, and yeah, I've got this idea c5, c4, and now his knight's a little misplaced, actually. It's not hitting this key square of e7, which was really wrecking me. Now I think I can go here, and this is going to be really slow for him. He might be toast here. Queen c6 makes the most sense, just hitting these squares. Yes, he can go e4 here and king e1, but I'm starting to make a bit of progress there, maybe. Although it's not so clear what I'll do after that. Okay, let's start with rook d8, actually, hitting this. Oh, he could still castle. I didn't even register that. Okay, let's try to get rolling this way here. Yep, I figured he'd push. Alright, let's go ahead and force out knight g7. And then see if maybe there's some backdoor thing here. Yeah, he can do this. I want to get my queen in somehow. Rook here, though. This is not so simple. Probably misplayed this at some point. This is not as good as I wanted it to be. Probably had some way to get in there, but I'm not really sure what it was. I want to go e5. I think it's okay. Obviously, knight e6 is a threat there. Okay. Let's just go ahead and take here. Just opening up queen b6. Okay. He does fall for it. Now, I may be able to win this here. Because rook d1 is coming, obviously, and then I might have this cheeky idea here. Okay. That doesn't work. I maybe should turn auto promotion on. Alright, GG's to my opponent. That was a great game. This guy is a strong player. Alright. So I've got 30 seconds here. I don't think I'm going to take it. I'm just going to start with what seems to be the most natural. Getting my knight out here. He doesn't have any of these ideas. Like sometimes, like if his bishop was here, he could push this pawn and he'd be defending this square and this square. But in this case, he doesn't have anything set up like that. So, okay. I think he just hung mate here. That is unfortunate. That is really unfortunate for my opponent. To play such a great first game too, and then to have that happen is unfortunate. Alright, here we go. Gonna start my timer back here. I'm not doing anything sketchy. Just starting the 30-second timer because we've got a new position now. Alright, immediately I see these bishops pointing at the king here. That's just deadly. Okay, reset it for me. Okay. I don't really want to pin my knight here, I don't think. So it's either c6 or d5. I think it's just gotta be d5, right? I think it's gotta be d5. If he goes knight c3, I mean, it's stopping both of his knights. Like c6 doesn't really stop a knight, right? So we could look at a position, right? So let's say I'd gone c6 instead. Then he goes knight c3. And now I have a big question of where am I going to go? If I go, say, b5 there, in this position, if I go c6, knight c3, something like b5, he could just simply go here and I can't take. So I guess, you know, after knight c3, I'd probably have to go d5. But then basically it's like I have to go d5 either way, right? d5 is a move I have to make just to cut this off. Maybe he doesn't have anything there, but let's just go ahead and start with d5, which is the move I know I need to make. And here we go, cutting off his knight. So in this case, he is threatening knight c4, along with knight to f5. So what do we want to do here? I think we want to just go g5, and g3 probably not the best idea. I think g5 just makes more sense. Okay, this is tricky though. This knight's pinned, so we don't need to worry about that one. And it actually stops knight c4 too, because we can just take. So now we just need to defend this square, and it's a question of how we're going to do it. And I think I want to play f5. Makes the most sense. It opens up this bishop as well. And now I've potentially got d4 ideas in the future. I need to start with c6 first. I've got d4 ideas in the future. 960 Atomic is just so crazy to me, man. It's so much to think about. Yeah, let's go ahead and go c6. Just blocking this bishop even more. And this was a good move, blocking my bishop. Okay, didn't even see that at all. Thankfully, we're not dead. He can come here. Yeah, I don't think we're in too much trouble. This isn't a big threat because we've got this. He can come here. I'm not too upset about it. I'd probably go a4. And then if b4, this move d4 is pretty crushing, I think, just opening up all these bishops. But we'll see. Yeah, but truly so much to think about in Atomic 960. It's a completely different game. Just completely throws you off from what you're used to. So I guess I should probably tilt this a bit. Just looking back at my webcam here. Okay. Also, this is, I think last year it was best of 10, maybe? I'm not really sure, but this year it's, 10 games. This year it's 8 games. So, first to 4.5 points wins, and if you're tied at 4, there's no tiebreaker. It's just counted as a draw. So, okay. Immediate move that I want to play is d4, which also opens up my bishop here. After d4, he could go knight d5, threatening knight b6. And blocking my bishop. I could go b6, but then there's knight c7, rook a6, and then maybe something like c4 after push. It seems like I might actually have quite a bit of pressure there. The question is, maybe I just want to start with b6. I think I do. It also blocks off this bishop, blocks off this square for his queen. And in that line that we just talked about, d4, knight d5, then I could just maybe immediately go pawn to d3, which is threatening mate here and here. And threatening this, which I guess I could have done that anyway without b6. But then he would have had c3, and then I would have had to play b6. So maybe starting with d4 was the more forcing line, but it's not like he's ever going to play d4. I'm just going to take if he does. So I think we'll still have d4 whenever we want it, and of course this knight's still pinned. So I think I just want to play slow here. Make him improve somehow. Okay, and that's not too much improving. I think I can go for it now. I think I'm just going to go for it. Yes, he's got like knight d5, knight c7 ideas. But then I'm just going to go rook a6. And I'll be okay there. My main idea is he'll surely play knight d5. Okay, wow, he doesn't. Now I think I can just take here. And there's no easy way to get onto this file here. Okay. Where is he going with this? Guess he's starting to come in here, which I can take now, but I want to bring my knight out. I also want to push my pawn here, but I can't because it allows this. So kind of want to make this weird move, knight g7. Bishop takes, I'm not too worried about. Knight takes, I'm definitely not worried about. I think I'm beating him to this open file 100%. Like takes, queen here, takes, and then just rook a7. I think I'm fine there. The problem is like a slow move like king c1 might actually be really good, because now he would actually potentially be threatening to come here. Or come here, rather. There might be this weird line where I need to play knight g6 in order to open up my king later. Also need to be mindful of that for him. He could still castle this way. Doesn't make sense to castle queenside, but he may want to castle kingside. Okay. a4 makes some sense so that he's able to play rook a2 now. But I think I can still just go knight c5. Knight c5 takes. Queen here takes. Rook here. Oh, I don't love it. I don't love it at all. Gotta do something though. Let's go knight g6. He may just go rook a2, which might be a little annoying here. Yeah, same idea. I think I need to get rid of this knight in order to keep this b file closed now. Now it's getting to the point where he's going to get on the b file before me, and I need to do everything I can to keep this b file closed. Otherwise, I'm screwed. However, once this knight comes off the board, I'll get queen e6 with a tempo, and then my king will come this way. Okay. Oh, we flag. Yeah, I wanted to go knight c4, and after takes, maybe queen a6 and castles. I'm not sure how that would have gone. But we flagged there. That's unfortunate. Okay. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ah, I want to do this, but then he's got like b5. So let's just go, or sorry, g5. So let's just go g4, just opening this up. I really don't want to get my knight pinned against this pawn here. I think I want to just let my bishops thrive, and I think it makes more sense to push these pawns forward rather than the knights. Okay, I'm not sure how close he was at 30 seconds. I didn't start my timer that time. Let's go ahead and just fully get this out. And I want to maybe even push these pawns further forward. Something like f5 is pretty tempting, because I'm kind of restricting these pieces here. Potentially, yeah, I thought he might go there, but I can either take, or I could push and get a bunch of material maybe. So if takes here, or sorry, push here, here. Oh, I just got knight c2 there. So push here, I'd have to take, and then he could just recapture. So I think I kind of probably want to take here, and then after knight here, go e3. Or maybe I just play it slow with e3. There's also... No, I can't go knight c3. He's got this. Okay, so what about d4, knight f4, knight c3? Just getting a bunch of pressure over here. He does have knight g2 there. But the thing I like about this is that d4 blocks his bishop. I'm going to try this and just see it. It complicates it. After knight f, he'll probably go knight f4, and then I've got knight c3 takes knight b5. And after push here, I think I'm winning his queen. Oh, wow. Keep missing this idea. Oh, I think I just lose here. I don't think there's a way to... Yeah, d4 blocked my bishop. I wasn't thinking about that. Alright, well played to my opponent. Let's see if he wants to rematch. Okay, he does. Wasn't sure if he wanted to swap who gets white first or not. But it looks like we're going to go with this. Alright, let's start our timer here. Wow, very similar position to the last one. We've got these bishops in the corner here once again. Guess the king's slid over one square. And alright, we're tied 2-2 here, so it's anyone's game. After the second game, I think I may have let my guard down just a tad there. Because I was like, okay, you lose in 2 moves. It's not going to be too difficult, but he's certainly come back here. Okay. Not so sure about that move. I want to play knight d6, but then he's got this coming out this way. Although I've got a cool line there. I've got on 20 seconds here. Oh, it's just, I meant to start with knight d6. I've got an interesting line here. After, if I'd gone knight d6, oh, but b3 would have stopped my idea. Oh, but then I would have had knight here. I'm not so sure, actually. My idea was like knight d6, b4, c6, takes queen e4, knight e3, queen a4, b3, queen a3. No, yeah, I would just had mate if he had gone for that line, but he also may have gone for a different line, so... Okay, now I can get my knight out. I'm not worried about this. I've just got knight c4 there. Yeah, I kind of wish I'd started with knight d6. It's okay. We already made the move. He seems to be, as white, going for getting his queen out as early as possible. which you certainly can't fault him for that. That's a solid strategy. But in at least 2 of his white games, oh, I forgot to turn this off. In at least 2 of his white games, he has made his first move trying to get his queen out. I just don't like this because now he's got b3. My knight's pretty restricted. Even b6 hurt it because knight b5 doesn't make sense. I guess b3 I could go knight f5. b4 would be the real killer here. Really would not be a fan of b4. Okay, interesting. He gets his knight out. Now I could go knight f5. I could even go knight b5. I'm not really threatening too much from there. Kind of like this idea knight f5. It seems like these knights are definitely going to come off the board, which I'm okay with. I think my knight was actually a little bit of a liability there. I think I just want to push my pawns up more. In this position, everything's going to get tied up here, and I think it's just going to come down to space with pawns here more than anything. I also need to move fast because there's a lot of times where you get into situations where it's all about calculation, and since we aren't familiar with the positions here, right, like even in normal Atomic, if somebody plays an opening that you're not familiar with, at least you probably understand the position, but in this, it's just not the case. So you have to be very careful of that. Save time for calculation. Okay, so my idea was knight f3. I could go knight g6, although then there's this move, which sadly, for me, I feel like he hasn't calculated knight g6, but I think he's going to get lucky with knight d4. I don't think he saw that I have knight g6, otherwise he probably wouldn't have played this move. Because I still have to go for it. I could also go knight e6, and then after here I could just take it. I kind of want to keep the imbalance though. I think I'm going to go knight g6. I want to keep this imbalance after knight d4, c6, and if here, I'll just trade my bishop off, and maybe it's not the right move, but I want to keep some kind of imbalance. I want to keep this knight on the board. So right, knight e6 takes h4. Oh, I just missed that too. Okay, that's embarrassing. Obviously, you want to go d4, but then you just go c4, and then both of these bishops are locked up with this pawn. So we just need to make something happen. Let's go g5. Trying to get our queen out here, probably to this square. Okay, I like that. I want to go e5 anyway. I don't care if he gets a passer. I want to get rid of these bishops. In Atomic960, a lot of times the games don't make it to the end game anyway. Just for the reasons that I've stated. It's just positions are weird. People don't understand them as well. So pieces are actually worth more in Atomic960 than normal Atomic, I'd say, just because it's more likely for the game to get crazy in the middle game. So right now he's technically not threatening anything here, but I'm trying to see if it makes sense to play rook e8 anyway. There's also maybe queen b7 that I like. Queen b7, I need to look out for queen a4. a5, queen takes. I gotta figure out the material. 2, 3, 3, 2. Yeah, so it's a bishop or 2 pawns, which is okay. It's also c5. Let's start with a5 because it seems like in a lot of these lines, I kind of want to go c5, but then there's still queen a4 there. So let's just play a5. It's maybe too slow, but I do have ideas of queen a7, queen a6 later, and I have ideas of c5, getting pressure here. I'd love to break open these bishops if possible. And I could also just go a4, although I don't know if that does anything for me, except for just really boxing this queen. Okay. I also may want to vacate this g8 square so that I have castle opportunities in the future. Something like h4 and bishop h7 could be an idea in the future. Okay, I think I want to go... Oh, there's so many moves here I want to make. Queen a7, I don't know because... Let's go c5. It seems to be a bit more forcing. Queen a7, queen a6, I may win a pawn later in that line. But this way I still keep pressure on this square, which is pretty important as well. e5, queen f4, e3. It may just be a queen trade though, which is not great. I really don't want a queen trade when it's a bishop for 2 pawns. Right now I'm okay with that, but if we get to an endgame, I'll be, I'd rather have the 2 pawns generally. He is running low on time here though. Yeah, that's another move I was thinking, just to open up this square. Okay. I guess I've also got rook f8 here. This I like because rook f1, I may have some queen f4 ideas there. In fact, I think I do. I think rook f1, I just have queen f4. Okay. I gotta hurry. Oh, yeah. Wow, that queen sack was tough to spot, but I don't think there was any way for him to save that rook after I sack my queen. Alright, GG's to my opponent. Let's hop right in here. I think I want to go for this idea that I was talking about. He can go for b6, but then I'll have pawn to c3 there. Okay, so I think I can go pawn to c3, takes, and now he's cutting this off. But instead I could come here. It's not so clear, actually. Wait, why did I like this? Oh, just so I could try. I was like, because I was looking at this from the black side last game. Okay, here takes. Can I do this? No, every time when he pushes this pawn, it's kind of annoying. What if I started with like f4 after c3, of course? I just don't have any great lines here because after queen e4, he's just gonna push his pawn here. It seems like I'm never winning material. This is the safe move. Let's just go with the safe move. I don't see anything better, sadly. c3 was the fun move, but I don't know if I had anything there, actually. It seems like I was looking at queen a4 or queen e4 ideas, b4 or g4, like king b1, rook c1, queen c2, queen e4, queen b4, like so many things, but it just never seemed like I was going up. It seemed like I was never. After this move c6, it's so annoying because it opens up his queen, and now his queen has all these ways to kind of force a trade. So I don't think I really had anything there. Okay, I like this move, f4, opening up this bishop and kind of cutting off this queen from these crucial squares. Please tell me he doesn't have this idea again. He may, bro. There's no way I keep blundering this. I think he just has queen d6. I need to figure out how to stop this dude's queen. I think queen d6 just wins. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing, bro. How do I keep doing this? Wait, I actually saved the game with knight d5 holding this square. That's so lucky, bro. Wow. I keep missing simple queen moves and I'm just not thinking about it. Like d4 here would have made a lot more sense. So just some way to improve. I'm really rusty. This guy's been playing a bunch. He's been playing against the bot like no tomorrow. Whereas I haven't been playing. I haven't played since last year when Pure ran this tournament. So I'm very rusty when it comes to Atomic960, and I feel like I'm kind of getting exposed here. It's yeah, it's not particularly great ways in which I'm losing here. Let's see what he's got here. I'm guessing he's got some plan with his knight. Interesting. Instead, he just goes for that. I obviously need to stop it. I think I want c4 anyway. It helps prevent this knight from coming in. Knight here. g4 temporarily stops it with this bishop and this pawn. Also, e3 could stop it. His knights are, I wonder if there's a way to turn on if when material has... Yes, that's what I want. Okay. Should have turned that on a long time ago. Alright, queen and bishop for knight. 2 knights and a pawn. He seems to be playing this really slow for somebody that's down a queen. Oh, gosh, I keep disconnecting here. Alright, we're back. I like this move g4. It opens up this bishop, which isn't great, but if he tries to get rid of this pawn, it does open up an extra square for my queen here, which could be useful. Could be really useful. At this point, any trade I make with my queen for 3 of his pieces, I'll be going into the endgame up a little bit of material. Oh my gosh, and I disconnect again. This is a problem. Okay. I want to set this trap with bishop d4 takes and queen d3. But sadly, a move like e5 just really thwarts that plan. Although then I can castle kingside. I actually don't hate this. e5 and I'll just castle kingside. And his knights are not... Okay, and he does fall for the trap. His knights weren't really set up to come to the kingside as well with this g4 pawn, g6 pawn. So I thought even after e5, it may not be the best idea, but getting the king off of this c-file was also going to be helpful. Just for like queen c2 ideas, rook c1. Alright, we're able to take him down there, and it is now 4-2. So we just need 1 draw in order to officially win this match. And okay, let's start the timer, which should be doable. We should be able to get a draw. And again, he's trying to get his queen out. This is what he's done every game. I really like this move, pawn to e5. I really like it, opening up this bishop as well. I think I'm going to go for this. Don't see a reason why it's bad. It also kind of blocks bishop c3. I don't know if he was going for that or not, but it does block his idea of bishop c3 if he was going for it. Okay, pawn to h4. I like knight c6 here, just putting pressure here. Don't really see a reason not to do this. Worst case scenario, he'll play c3, which I guess does open up bishop b3, but okay, queen g4 ideas. It's not necessarily good, but I'm trying to see if there's a way to make it work though, actually. I don't think so, because it also opens up bishop c6. In general, I'm not too worried about this though. I could have knight b6 as well. I've got this crazy line to start with queen g4, g3. I actually kind of like this. Although queen g4, queen g3, and now queen g5 becomes a great way for him to trade off queens, which I don't love. Maybe I have queen g4, queen d4, and he's got to go queen d3. And takes. Problem is, I want to go knight b6 and prevent e4. But unfortunately, e4 just works really well there. So I was thinking if I could start queen g4 here, knight b6, there's no e4 because I have takes. But instead, he could just go queen g5. I'm not too happy about that. So, oh wow, I've got this crazy line. Oh wow, okay, g3, and then I play bishop c6. Or should I start with this? Which is better? I think I start with bishop c6, because surely he doesn't. He's got to go like rook h2 here, but surely he won't see that. The idea is after f3, now queen d4, queen e3, and I can take. Oh, interesting. He just goes e4 instead. This isn't bad for him. That's probably actually the best line. Either that or rook h2, but then I would have had. So maybe he saw that whole line of f3, queen d4, which I guess wasn't too hard to see. Okay, this will just end up being a trade-off. He'll go here, takes. My bishop was kind of misplaced, so I'm happy to make that trade. And once again, we'll be going into the endgame with a pleasant position. Interesting. I can't just take here, though. Is his idea to go here? I'm not too worried about this. Not too worried about it at all. Unfortunately, all of his pawns really block my knight here. I'd like to castle, so let's go bishop e7 to set up castling here. I guess it would be to c8. Playing 960, I get my king side and queen side confused often. I don't know if I'm the only one or not. Now knight b6 is a bit stronger. He could go c4. Kaboom. I don't have any great way to take advantage of this. Bishop c6, he's just going to go f3. Actually, I'm a bit worried because he could take here, opening up that b file for when I castle. Don't actually love this. f5 could be an idea. Yeah, it's weird, but I want to do this. He obviously can't take. I want to do it before he's able to take. He's probably going to go f4 here. But if he does, then I'll have bishop c6, so I guess f4 would be a mistake. He'd be smart just to go e4. I guess, yeah, or d4 rather. Like, if he can get these pawns rolling down, he'll be in great shape. But after d4, I may have knight d5 takes and bishop b5 to get a little bit of counterplay here. I'm just going to go for it. I want to infiltrate somehow. I feel like if we keep going, there's a solid chance I lose this game just based off of these pawns rolling in. And all I need is a draw here. All I need is to be able to hold for a draw. It's a really high-level move. That's such a high-level move. He was thinking knight c3 takes and bishop b4. It's a very high-level move. And unfortunately for me, these squares are just covered right now, so this knight can't infiltrate, but I can just keep it here for now. And now he's going to have to allow me to infiltrate, which is great. I've got at least some counterplay now, which is good. Gotta go h5 so I can stop rook g3 with bishop h4. It's getting really dangerous here. g5 may be a move, also just castling. I think I do just want to castle here. Okay, after this I need to decide what I'm doing. He doesn't go there. I thought that was the obvious move. And I want to get my bishop untrapped. Yeah, he'll go d6, c6, d7. But honestly, it's worth it to get this bishop into the game. My rook being behind. Gosh, these pawns are just so scary. There's also takes, but then knight d2. I don't think that's good. So I think I gotta go c6. I think I gotta just allow this. Unfortunately, this game is not going to be a draw. d7, king b8, and e6. I'm going to have to make something happen with these two pieces, and maybe my rook, maybe something like g5 getting my rook in. But gosh, I'm going to have to go g5, and he's going to get all three of these pawns in, and it's just going to be a pure race between me trying to get to his king. Okay, that move was really slow, actually. I know he's trying to get his king in the corner, but rook h3 is slow, especially since I wanted to play g5 anyway. It doesn't do anything to stop g5. In fact, it comes with this threat now. So rook h3 I think was a mistake. I know he wanted to open up king h1, but actually I didn't have any great discoveries with this knight. This knight with the one diagonal square between it and the king is just not too effective. Okay, this makes the most sense to me. There's no rook g2 here. I've just got takes. And if king h1, I think I still can just go takes, and there's no way to stop this. I think we should be able to win this game. Rook h3 was definitely a mistake. I think if he had just gone with d7, e6, it would have gotten weird after g5, e7. Then I could have had takes. Yeah, it would have been really strange. Okay, he's not going down without a fight, though. Let's just grab the material here, I think. He's not going down without a fight at all. Okay, that move was weird. Because now there's no rook g3. He had to keep his ideas of rook g3 alive by just playing e6 or f6, I think. That would be a great game to go back and look at. Let's see if he wants to go again, or maybe not. Maybe he's done. Whew, wow, that was a crazy match. Okay, I do want to... Oh, wait, does he want to go one more or no? Alright, we'll go one more game here just for funsies. I'm going to do what he does. Although he always goes one square. I don't know if two squares is good, but my idea is that 2 squares is generally good. Yeah, I like to push my pawns 2 squares, and yeah, great response. That's what I played as well. I just like to grab a space with my pawns, generally speaking. Okay, I kind of want to go e4 here, just really opening up this guy as well. Grabbing some more space. Yeah, that last game was crazy. I think he made a couple crucial mistakes in the end game there. I don't know who was winning there, but he had those three pawns like this. D7, E5, and F5. I think he needed to push one of these pawns down the board and just try to make something happen that way. It was probably his best plan. I think that's what separates Atomic players often is, wow, he's almost got this weird. Did he have Queen H3 there? Holy, I think he did. Queen H3 takes and Bishop H4. Holy moly. Now actually F4 stops all of that because after Queen H3 takes, wow. Crazy idea. Yeah, what a crazy move. I think he just had Queen H3 there. That's insane. Wait, yo, I had it too. Whoa, I missed it too. Holy. I could have played Queen H6. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. I wish I'd seen that. That would have been great for the video. Holy moly. Okay. Always gotta keep your eye open for weird stuff in 960. But anyway, before I saw that, as I was saying, yeah, I think one huge thing that separates high-level Atomic players from very high-level Atomic players is just pawn play. Obviously, there's other things that go into it, but when I play against a top player, they really do use their pawns very well to stop my pieces from allowing them to do what I want them to do. Okay, I really just want to set it up now. I think I can do this, and after Bishop G5, wait, how have I blundered so much? I even had it. Yeah, now I can just do this. I shouldn't have mentioned that. I shouldn't have said it because he probably played Bishop G5 to stop it. Ugh. Such a blabbermouth. Okay. Queen D1, he'll go H5. Okay, we gotta go Bishop D2. The idea of Queen D1, H5, Bishop H6 looks very strong. Not winning by any means, but just looks strong. And as always, the more pieces that I'm able to get off this first rank here is the easier it is for me to be able to castle in the future. Okay, I'm at least winning this. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take it. Get this F-pawn rolling, and he's got to be able to stop Queen D2, Queen H6, and F6, F7. This rook may get overworked. That's actually a really good move, I think. Alright, at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and trade this knight off for this bishop. I didn't really like Queen B4 coming, potentially forcing me to do something weird there. And he may have also, tried to get his own knight out, attacking here. This kind of opens up. Wow, okay. He's really going for this idea. I think I can just take here. Can I? Takes. This is the obvious move. And then Queen H5, Rook G7. There's actually no way to stop that. Okay. Also, F6 is a nice little move, cutting off Rook G7. Yeah, let's go F6. He could go queen h6, but worst case scenario, I've always got queen h5, just pinning it to the rook there. And then after queen h5, he's pretty much got to take it, and then I could take here after probably f7 first. Pretty important that I don't lead with f7 after queen h6, though, because then king f8, queen h5, and now his queen comes into e3. But yeah, I'm guessing he's looking at queen h6. This move is nice, just cutting off this rook here from ever being able to do anything. Let's go f7 now, kind of screwing with this queen here. And I think I just want to go g4, just stopping rook g7 ideas. Now I'm up a decent bit of material. It's just about converting this position. So let's get our queen off this back rank here. I kind of want to watch out for queen b4, but at the same time, it's not a big threat right now. It's only a threat if it comes with some sort of mate idea. I do want to be careful here. Let's go b4. I want to be careful because he's going to get these knights out soon. So I don't know if I really want to castle into his knights. My king's actually pretty safe here. The only reason I don't love it is it's kind of blocking in this rook. So maybe rook h2 was a good move there instead. Or I could also move this rook and then castle kingside. Just getting this rook over to f1 could be another idea. Okay, he's really moving this rook around, but I don't know what he's trying to do with it. Let's just go rook f2. Just opening up kingside castles here. Makes a lot of sense. I actually don't really want to stop that because a4 is just getting this. He's going to get this knight in anyway. I'd rather be on the complete other side of the board. Alright, and now I've got rook f6, I think. I finally have it and it's clean. Took me a while to get this set up. But yeah, I think rook f6 works now. Even dropping it back to rook g6 doesn't really work because then queen h6, rook h6 there. Yep. It's probably going to take here. And I think this is the simplest win, actually. After it takes, I've got queen f2. Alright. GG's to my opponent. That last game was so funny, bro. I can't believe we both missed this idea. I mean, that's so cool. Queen h6 takes bishop h5. Wow, so crazy. Super fun. Really looking forward to the rest of this tournament. Appreciate Pure Education for running it once again. And I'm excited to see how it goes. I'll try to film all of my matches. But depending on the time, I'm not always able to film. So it's just going to depend based off of the match. But for this one, you're able to do it. And no matter what, there's 8 rounds. I'm planning to at least post a recap video for every round if I'm not able to film during it. So should be a lot of great content coming up. We also got all of our ACL matches are this coming week. So there will be at least one video on that as well. So lots of content to come. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for the support. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out.